thing is, I've been offered other TV shows to do, but I thought, you know, in those days, back in those days, you thought if you did TV, then your film career would go down the toilet. And so I kind of avoided that. And, but anyway, I was in Israel doing Delta Force. And anyway, I get this call that, you know, from my manager saying, they've been offering you a TV show, you know, about the Texas Rangers, called Walker, Texas Ranger. And so they sent me the screenplay, I read it, and I thought, if I'm ever going to do a TV show, this would be the one I'd want to do. And so I agreed to do it. And so when I started, they wanted to make the show a little more risque with my relationship with Alex. I said, look guys, I didn't do that in my movies, and I don't want to do it on a TV series. I want to keep it very family oriented. You know, enough action where the dads will enjoy it, but not to the point where the kids can't watch it. And I said, I want to find a fine balance there. And then, so anyway, my wife, you know, we're strong Christians. Anyway, my wife says, about halfway through my series, I did 204 episodes. About the 7th to 8th episode, Gina said, why don't you do a faith-based episode? So anyway, I called CBS, I said, can I do a faith-based episode? No, we got touched by an angel. We don't need any more of that kind of stuff, you know. So I said, well, look, let me do one. And if it's not our highest rated show of the year, I will not ask you again. So they finally agreed. So I do an episode called The Neighborhood. And it's about a little African-American girl who's walking home from school, and she gets caught up in a gang fight. And the two gangs are shooting each other, and she gets shot. And they take her to the hospital, and you know, Walker shows up at the hospital to check it out, and they said, well, she's not going to make it. You know, she's bleeding internally, and there's nothing we can do. And then miraculously, she survives. She's healed. And the doctor is flabbergasted. And she says, well, I was on my way to heaven, and an angel stopped me and said, it's not your time. You have a job to do, and that's to clean up your neighborhood. So anyway, the rest of the story is her going to the neighborhood, cleaning up the graffiti and all this other stuff here. And in the end, she has a revival, and the two gangs come together. And at the revival, anyway, that was my #1 show of the year, called The Neighborhood.
So, I'm a movie guy. I have to ask you about a specific movie that you starred in with a guy by the name of Bruce Lee.
Well, you know, I met Bruce in 1968 when I was fighting for the World Championship for the first time. I was fighting at Madison Square Garden and in New York, and I was fighting a Puerto Rican kid named Louis Delgado from Puerto Rico. And anyway, Bruce Lee was there as a guest. He was doing a TV series called The Green Hornet at that time. And so anyway, after I won the championship, the promoter introduced me to Bruce. So Bruce and I started talking about our philosophy. Anyway, we were staying at the same hotel, so we walked to the hotel together, and when we're going up the elevator, he says, well, let's work out together when we get back to Los Angeles. I said, that'd be great, I love it. So anyway, we got back to LA, and Bruce and I started working out together, and in his backyard. And so we trained together for 2 years, and then he took off for Hong Kong to pursue his movie career. And I didn't hear from Bruce for like 2 years. Then out of the blue, he calls me. He said, Chuck, I've done 2 movies in Hong Kong, and they're hugely successful. He said, I want to do a movie now with a fight scene that everyone will remember, and I want to do it in the Colosseum in Rome. You know, like 2 gladiators fighting each other, and I want you to be my opponent. So kiddingly, I said, well, Bruce, who wins? He said, I win, I'm the star of this movie. I said, oh, I see, you want to beat up the world champion, because I still held the world title at that time. You want to beat up the world champion, huh? He said, no, I want to kill the world champion. Which he did.
You starred in another film. We talked backstage a little bit about it. The film that you starred in 1968 with Dean Martin, The Wrecking Crew.
Yeah. Well, in fact, Bruce Lee's the one that got me this little role on Dean Martin. It's called The Wrecking Crew back in 1968. And Bruce was the stunt coordinator on that movie. So he said, Chuck, would you like to do a fight scene with Dean Martin? I said, sure, yeah, okay. So that's how I got my Screen Actors Guild card. Anyway, I'm doing this fight scene with Dean Martin, and his stunt double, a guy named Mike Stone. You know, if you know who he was the world champion too. He won the light heavyweight title at the same time I won the middleweight title. Anyways, Mike is his stunt double. So Mike and I do this big fight scene, and now we're going to have to do all the close-ups with Dean Martin. So one of my techniques is to throw a spinning heel kick over his head. So I said, okay, Dean, how far are you going to drop down so I know where to bring my heel kick? He said, I'm going to go like this. I said, okay. So I'm measuring where my heel kick should go. So we start the fight. So as I get ready to throw my spinning heel kick, he goes, well, I hit him right in the shoulder, and he goes flying across the room. The director almost has a heart attack. And Dean comes back, that's okay, I'm all right. So, anyway, got to do the shot again. So I'm thinking, I don't care if he doesn't even move at all, my foot's going over his head. So, anyway, I throw my heel kick. Well, he drops all the way down to here. My heel kick goes all the way over here. So, anyway, we wound up using the stunt doubles, technique. So, but anyway, that was my introduction to my film career, and that's how I got my Screen Actors Guild card, and it all started from at that time, I had no desire to be an actor. My whole life was the martial arts, and I really thought I'd be teaching the martial arts for the rest of my life, really. And but fate takes you in different directions. So with Steve McQueen's encouragement and my best friend finding a producer that would gamble on me, because when we did Good Guys Wear Black, no studio wanted the movie, and the critics said Chuck Norris is the worst actor since the silent era. And I go, so here I'm hurt by that. So I go to Steve, I said, Steve, the critics are killing me. He says, don't worry about them. He says, what you got to worry about is the people that come see your movie. That's the most important part. The critic can say, Chuck Norris is the best actor since the era. And he only makes $2.40. Says, you're not going to work anymore. But if the people come see your movie, then you're going to continue working. So worry. Be a people's actor, not a critic's actor. So I remember that. And he said, also, don't talk so much. He said, let your co-stars do all the, what he called BS dialogue. He said, when there's something pertinent to say, then you say it. Let me give you an example. When I did Bullet, I did Bullet, he said I had a scene with Robert Vaughn. And Robert Vaughn asked me this question, and my reply was 2 paragraphs of dialogue. He said, I crossed those out, and I said, you work your side of the street, and I'll work mine. And he said, everybody remembered that line. He said, if I said all that dialogue, no one would have remembered anything. So I thought, okay, that's what I'm going to do from now on too. So anyway, I did Code of Silence. And guy coming up to me and I said, if I want your opinion, I'll beat it out of you. So I come up with little lines like that, through my movies. But anyway, it's been exciting. It's been an exciting journey, and
well, actually, I wanted to talk to you, Gina, because I heard.